Hi, welcome. Hi, everybody. It's Georgia Morantos with Live with Georgia, a pop-up. It's been more than, I think, maybe 9 months since I last went live on my YouTube channel. So this is a real treat, a treat for me and a treat for everybody who's been so excited with the news of us coming back together on this show. So I'm super excited to be here. Can't wait to meet everybody. If you're here, thank you for the like. If you're here, let me know that you're here by writing something in the comments, and let's get talking. I'm so excited. It's been such a while, and I got I got so happy to put on some makeup and do my hair. It's been such a long time. Hey, Charlie, how are you? How's the sound today? Thanks for coming in last time I went live and letting me know that the sound was off, because you know what? It was my microphone, and there was some little thing that had gotten loose over the months that I hadn't used it and been kicking it around. Colleen, hello. Hi, how are you? Oh, yes, I went red. Actually, it was really red before this, but luckily it's gone down and the sound is good. Thanks so much. Thank you. So tonight we have, hey, Kimberly. Hi, Linda. How's it going? Thank you so much for being here. Thank you. Hey, Pamela. Hi. It's so good to see familiar names. You know, I've got a face to put to everybody's name. Hi, Laura. Hi, welcome. So tonight we're going to be doing a number of things. It's kind of open and free for all. I have friends who are coming on who have taken a tarot reading course with me, who I hope have their tarot cards with them and handy, so that if anyone has any questions, I'm going to put it to all of our talented, highly intuitive tarot readers. And we'll get multiple readings from people and see how we can best answer a question, right? I love it when we're all tapping into the same unlimited potential, because our brains are all wired differently. We've all got different experiences and different experiences and different knowledge. Then the information that can come through can sometimes be additive. So I really love that idea. If you have a question, Kerry, hello. Kerry just recently graduated from a 6-week online tarot course with me through Universal Healing Arts with Shima. Universal Healing Arts is a store in Westchester. I could tell you more about it, but you can also look it up online. Google Universal Healing Arts. Kerry, if you've got if you have their website, please put it in the comments, and we can send people down there. So I have another tarot course coming up in maybe a month, a little over a month, in 6 weeks. It begins May 13th and runs for 6 weeks, 6 Fridays in a row, from 6 to 7:30 p.m. EDT. And that's a lot of fun. So universalhealingarts.com. And if I have a moment, I'll put it in the notes. I actually will add it to the description. That's something that I forgot to add. So tarot decks, if you've got them handy, bring them out. We're going to be doing some readings. I'm very excited. Anybody got a question? We're doing free readings tonight. Isn't this great? When I was running my show over 9 months ago, we'd been going for a year, and we were, all money that was sent in, 30%, sometimes 100% was being donated to various charities. Hey, Jenny, thanks for coming. Karina, hello. Oh, Will, May and Maria, you guys are together. That's so awesome. Hey. Hi. So this is so wonderful. Throw us a question. We're gathering. We're talking about tarot. I have several decks here. Rebecca, hi. Actually, Rebecca sent in a question earlier. Maybe we can all start with this one, friends. Rebecca Scott is an amazing healer and intuitive, and she has her own website called williamrebecca.org. Is that right? Rebecca, send us your website. So she's launching her new website and her new Instagram very, very soon. Linda Drost has a question. Wonderful. And so if you want to add your website in and let us know what you're doing, I'm all about, letting people know about everything that we're doing so that we can all get ourselves out there, because we're all here for the higher good, right? We're all here to help ourselves and help each other and help the world through increasing our vibration. And if we can do the work here, then we know that the ripple effects will be that the goodness and the work and the love goes out there. So we start here, the inside to the outside. And that's one of my belief systems. I hope you share that one. We could do it together here. More people's wave that we send out. So Rebecca says, the birthday this past March 24th, so that was literally 2 days ago, I'm asking about what's coming up in my new year. Oh, Rebecca, do I have something fun for you? So when I have a tarot reading that I do for friends, which is like a 12-month look ahead year. So listen closely, all of my friends that have learned to read the tarot together with me. This is a spread that I haven't told you about because I didn't want to overwhelm you. Of course, there are the traditional tarot spreads, the cute question and answer spread, the past, present, future spread, the yes and no spread, the timing spread, the comparison spread. But this 12-month ahead spread is basically putting a card down for every month of the year. And so Rebecca's birth month is in March. So that would be her number one. We would pick a card for March. There's not much to the end of March, but still we would probably, put down one for this March and then next March. And we look at the 12. Lois, hello, welcome. So good to see you. And then what we do is we put a card down for every single month. So we start with March. We put a card down for March, card down for April, card down for May, basically all the months of the year until we come back to March again. And we pick up each card and we kind of read it as this is what the month of March is going to bring, and tell the story of the card as it reads for March and whatever feelings we get, whatever we start to intuit. And that's the year ahead reading. Is that not fun? And although we don't have time to do that tonight, because people are bringing in questions, yay! That's what, if you wanted to have a birthday reading and a birthday year ahead reading, which I've had a few friends do that and they really love it. And they keep coming back year after year to have it because it's, it's really good to, and feels good to know all the good things that are coming. And looking at how you're manifesting that which you want over the year. And if you wanted to manifest something by a particular month, we can look at, well, what's getting in the way of that? Do you have any belief systems that are kind of trampling on that being manifested? Because it's only ever our thought that creates any kind of interference, right? Because thought creates vibration. Vibration is what draws to us whatever we desire. And if we're in the vibration of joy and love and happiness and allowance and acceptance, and my arms are going up, then as our arms go up, then everything falls into our lap. But if we're in contraction and worry and, sickness and stress, then we're not in a receiving mode. So that's why, actually any reading is good, because you can become conscious of where you're contracting or expanding. That was interesting. I said contracting as I was expanding and expanded whilst I contracted, because that happens too, right? What we're conscious of and then what the body does unconsciously. I love it. So the more work we do with ourselves, the more we become conscious of our unconscious, and the more we become friends with our unconscious. And that's what Unpacking Pandora's Box is all about, which is, I've been harping on about this since we did our first play shop in January. But the fun part of unpacking your Pandora's box is the fact that you get to see what's in the unconscious, and then you get to bring it close and be friends with it, and by loving it. And so that's what we're doing, right? We make the unconscious conscious, and in that way we love it. And I have two very feisty cats who are fighting each other in the background, so don't mind them and don't mind me. So we're starting with Rebecca, and then Linda's going to give us her question. I have my trusty tarot cards here, and anyone of who has their tarot cards in the audience, please pull a card for Luwili and Rebecca, who's looking at a one-card pull for her year ahead. We were talking literally yesterday in our we had a reading get together with the 6-week tarot course that we did, just to practice some spreads. And we were talking about how important it is to really hone in on the question. If you know what you're asking for, then the answer will easily arrive, right? It's a bit like if you know what you want, then it's easy for the universe to deliver that. But often we're kind of confused and our energy's put in lots of different places. We're not focusing. So the more focused the question is, the easier it is to have the answer be delivered. So the question is, what's the year ahead looking like, right? This is the new birthday year. She's just had her birthday, the 24th of March. What's the new year? So whoever's here and ready, pull a card. I'm using the Ravenswood Eastern Tarot. It's a very bare bones tarot deck. It's based on the Rider-Waite. For everyone who was studying with me and who was like, how come she's not using the Smith-Waite Rider-Waite, which is what we learnt on? Well, tonight you're going to realize how easy it is once you've learnt how to read using the Rider-Waite to just slip over into any other tarot deck card that's based on the Rider-Waite and read from that. So we've got some new people here. Surabi Kumari, thank you so much. Nana, thank you so much for coming in. Ishika, some beautiful names. Smiritakana, thank you so much. We've got tons of questions. So get ready, friends. Jenny's asked a question. Awesome. Awesome and awesome. I'm shuffling these cards. You shuffle your cards. We're pulling one for Rebecca, whose name is Llewellyn Rebecca. And Rebecca, please give us your website or your Instagram page name. We want to find you, right? Because we know this year ahead is going to be awesome. So we're pulling a card and we'll see how many questions we get through. I really like to teach as I go along. I find that, you know, I'm teaching you how to read the tarot. I'm not sure what else I'm teaching. I'm definitely teaching you how to read the tarot because that's kind of all I know how to do. Here we go. Retta Nana, hello. Yes, I can do a card for work. Absolutely. So the card I pulled for you, my love. Oh, look at this. It's a cocoon. The first thing that I see looking into this is like a cocoon. This is you, my dear Rebecca, are coming out of a cocoon. You've been in an incubation phase for a long time. Now, why do I say a long time? Because it's a major arcana card, right? And look at spring. Look at all these new spring leaves that are coming up around you, and you are ready to burst open. So this year is about you coming out of your cocoon, and it just feels magical. Look at I'm going to put this card right there in the look at the stars that are emanating. Look at these beautiful stars, and look at this ornate archway. It's so beautiful. And look how well built this body is that's underneath and being cocooned. He's absolutely still, right? And what I love about this card is it's all about how the incubation phase has fed into this new opening that's happening, because you're transforming this year. You're coming up out of the quietness and the darkness and the stillness, and you're going into action. You're going into blooming. You're going into color, right? We're going from the black and white to the color. So that is my reading for you. And now I'm going to put it to our audience. Tell me, Kerry, did you pull a card? So I'm gonna pick on all of you. Kimberly, another incredible tarot reader, high intuitive. Linda, I know you have a deck in there. Colleen, who's pulled a card for Rebecca? And I want to know what you got, and I want to know what you have to say about it, right? Coming up out of your cocoon. I love that, Rebecca. I hope you're still here. I know you're busy working and you've asked a question, which is so awesome. And I'm so happy it was your question right off the bat we could answer. It's the end of all negative thinking. I mean, these two cards for me signify the end and the new beginning. The Ten of Swords is always an ending and a new beginning. So this is also an ending and a new beginning, because you're coming up out of your incubation phase, out the transformation, the period, or all that really important Sometimes we're on a plateau and we don't know why that which we desire isn't arriving yet. That's because we're still incubating and we're still cooking. We're on that kind of slow boil, right? And even though things are happening and appear to be happening, it's not that big bang that we're thinking about or that we're desiring, but that's coming. Why? Because these two cards are both indicating the ending of one and the beginning of another. Come on, ladies. Let me see. Kerry pulled the Tower. Wonderful. How would you read that, Kerry? Kerry has this knack. She said yes. And Linda, you pulled the Page of Wands. Let me know. Let me know. Let me know what you think. Because the card that you pulled, right? So this is why I'm not going to read the card you pulled. You have to read the card that you pulled because your energy is tapping into Rebecca's energy, and the cards are communicating through you and your understanding in your database of knowledge, right? So I know both of you. I know Linda's a high intuitive. I know Kerry's a high intuitive. She just come out of the course and she was doing readings for Shima and I yesterday. So I know that she's going to pull from her intuition something that is significant and helps give clarity to Rebecca's question, right? That's what we want when we want a reading. We want clarity and we want hope. We want information that's going to lift our spirit. Oh, I'm so happy you're still here. It does help to have that extra comment. Thanks, Rebecca. So whilst Kerry gets all of her words down to explain the Tower, we have Linda who pulled the Page of Wands and says the Page of Wands indicates the start of a new journey, right? You've got that, and that really vibes in with what I'm getting and looking at the possibilities of grounding it into the present. Absolutely. And we know that the Wands is fire and action. So we know that she's beginning this new, she's just launched her new business. I mean, it's like, you can't make it up. When the cards align with what's actually happening, then you know that we're tapping in. So the intuition's spot on and the cards also are spot on. Right? And Kerry says, coming out of your cocoon will be a big shift for you. You're looking toward a mental shift that will change how you look at things going forward. Wow, Kerry, that's amazing. Right? So along with the transformation that you've known is happening, there's also a mental shift that's happening. That's really exciting. Wonderful. Rebecca, I hope this is giving you wonderful information and lots of hope and lots of juice and lots of fire to keep you going in this wonderful new movement and transition. Awesome. Thank you so much, ladies. Thanks. I know I picked on you. Who's coming up next? Linda Dross said she had a question, and then Jenny had a question. So, Linda, did you end up putting your question in here somewhere? At some point, I'm going to lose these questions, but right now I have them. Here she is. Linda, did you ask your question? You gave us your reading. All right. I have Laura who's asked a question, and Nana who's asked a question, and Jenny who's asked a question. So, Linda, because I want to go in order, at some point I'll lose the order. Oh, so Linda Dross would like a message from Spirit. Okay. When someone asks for a message from Spirit, it becomes, it's different, right? We're going into a psychic medium. What does Spirit want me to know? So this is I'm no longer looking at the tarot, and what I'm doing is I'm coming into myself and I'm connecting up through the inner clairs and then visualizing Linda and visualizing her and Spirit together. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a moment. 3 deep breaths. Feel free to take 3 wonderful deep breaths in and out with me. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath in. And with the last breath, I always imagine that I take a deep breath in, and with the 3rd breath in, I connect to the white light. So, Linda, Spirit have shown me this wonderful image of you out in the field. And I feel like this is you in service as the person that's come into this life with all of these gifts, all these intuitive gifts, the communication gifts, the capacity, all the initiations that you've received as a healer, an energy healer and teacher, and all of your creative gifts. And Spirit showed me that you are actually receiving the energy from Spirit. You're taking the divine energy and you're handing it out. So I don't know if at the moment that that you've set yourself up in service in this way. It may be something that's coming, but what I'm seeing for you is you're going to be taking the light and you're going to be handing it out. It's almost like you're the transformer and the generator and the one that transforms. So you receive, you transform the energy, and then you hand it out. And this is what healers do, don't they? They connect to the energy, they facilitate the energy moving through them, and then they hand it out to whoever's come to receive from the services that you offer. And that's very, very clear. And you're in a very calm and grounded space as you do that. So I saw you receiving the light and then handing it out, receiving the light and handing it out, receiving the light and handing it out. And it was effortless. There was no stress. There was no drama in your mind. There was no like, what's it going to do? It was just pure service, receiving and handing, receiving and handing, receiving and handing. Beautiful. So I hope this is a wonderful message for you to receive. If you haven't hung out your shingle for the energy work and the More Truth workshops that I know that you do, please do. Get your website in order. Let us know. Come back on April 9th and let us know what your website is so that we can all find you to receive this beautiful light that Spirit has just shown me that you'll be giving to people. Thank you so much for being in service in that way. So our next question asked is Jenny. And we're going to use the tarot. So all of my friends who have their tarot cards, who want to practice doing readings, come on in. Jenny Didi asks, recurrent medical issue, will diagnoses and resolve happen in the near future or further down the line? So this is where I like to be very clear in making sure that when I ask the tarot a question, that I am very sort of focused in the question. So you've got about 4 questions in that question, Jenny. And the reason I say that is because you've got diagnoses and resolve. So 1 is a diagnosis, 2 is a resolution of the symptoms of whatever the diagnosis is, right? So a resolution, or, what we want is a cure, So having a diagnosis means you have something, and having resolution means you no longer have that something. And then there's a timing question. Will it happen in the near future or in the far future, further down the line, right? So I'm going to break it down. I'm going to say, will diagnoses and resolves happen? So we have to assume that the diagnoses haven't happened yet, right? Would everyone agree? Because the question says, will diagnoses and resolve, right? So I'm going to ask 1, 2, 3, 4 questions. And the first 2 questions will be, will the diagnoses happen? So I'm going to pull 1 card for that. And everybody who's going to pull a card is going to do it with me. We're pulling 1 card for Jenny Didi. Will the diagnoses happen? Because she doesn't have the diagnoses yet. She wants to know, am I going to get diagnosed? And then am I going to get the right treatment and have resolution of symptoms? So we don't know what the symptoms are. We don't need to know what the symptoms are. We're not doctors. We're not nurses. We're not trained medical professionals. We don't have a license to say that we know how to treat you. All we know is how to read the cards and read what the cards say. And when you're reading for someone and it's around a medical issue or a health issue, there are some people who don't want to read that at all. And that's fine, because they feel pressured that they will have to, talk about what the outcome will be or whether they're going to die or not. And then we don't do any of that. There's no need to someone's death and their illness is between them and God. Basically, I mean, we create our own illnesses, we create our own reality, and that's between us and our maker. And all we're doing when somebody comes to ask us for a reading, like now, we've got a question, right? And Jenny's a good friend, and she's asking her question because she's being so wonderful to say, hey, I'm supporting you, Georgia, and everyone here, and I'm asking my question. And in that question, we know we're taking it as serious as we would if someone came in saying, I really want to know the answer to this question. And I know that, I've got a friend asking. So there's two things going on, right? I know there's a friend asking, and I don't know much about what's going on. I know a little bit, but I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to connect with spirit and come through, and I'm going to clarify almost very technically the answer to those questions in an objective way, right? And we can do that by breaking it down. I don't think I got everything out that I wanted to say there, but I will in a minute. So the first card will be, will Jenny get her diagnoses? The second card that we pull is for, will Jenny see a resolution of symptoms? That's the second card. And then we're going to ask the question, when will the resolution happen? So we'll pull one card. And so for those of you that have studied with me, and we use tarot to answer timing questions, and remember, timing is divine timing, and because we create our own reality, that timing depends on how much you can take all of your resistance and get out of the way and allow the universe to deliver that healing, right? That's on the side. But timing we can do by pulling one card. And when we get any of these suits, we know that the wands are seconds to days. We know the swords are days to weeks. We know the cups weeks to months. We know the pentacles are months to years. And we know the major arcana are usually years, right? So 3 cards. 1 for diagnoses. Will she get her diagnoses? 2, will she get her resolution? And when will she get her resolution is the third one. All right, friends, 3 cards. Isn't this wonderful? Isn't it great to have questions and then hey, now I know how to answer them? And even when you're doing your own readings, Jenny, and you can, it's hard to read for ourselves. But if we can get clarity around the questions, and when we can be very direct with the questions and say, okay, what is the question? And if we can be objective enough to read our own cards, that's the best way to do a reading for yourself. If there's a lot of emotion, it's best to get someone else to read for you. But here we go. We're pulling a card. We'll pick 3 cards. Who's doing this with me? Hi, Jayati. Thank you so much for subscribing. And Jenny said that is correct. Awesome. We're on the right path. Kerry's doing a reading for you, Jenny. So hold on. We're going to get that information. I'm having so much fun, and we're already half an hour into tonight. We may not get to everybody. I hope that's okay. I love you. I'm available. My name is Georgia Morantos. You can find out all information about me on georgiamorantos.com. I do readings. I'm doing one other live on April 9th. So come along then. We're going to have some people on a multi-screen together, and we'll be doing readings nonstop. So 3 cards for Jenny. 1 for her diagnoses. Will she get her diagnoses? 2, will she get the resolution of symptoms? And 3, how long will it take for symptoms? So, okay. My deck. Everybody heard me shuffling my deck, right? You've got to get out of the way. Oh, don't we all, Jenny? You and the whole world has to get out of its own way. We have to get out of our duality and the war in our mind, right? Because we've created war. All of us have. It's not just Russia's fault. It's not just Ukraine's fault. I don't know whose fault it is. All I know is that there's a war going on and there are people dying, and it's terrible. And what we have to do is take responsibility for it in the best way we know to support, and then work on ourselves to stop the war inside. Otherwise, we're contributing to the war outside. Go in. Stop the war in your mind. Get out of duality. Right? Face your shadow, face the devil, and finish the game. And that devil is, lives in the mind. All right, back to this card. Can you believe you got the same card that Rebecca got? Rebecca and Jenny used to live 2 doors away from one another. In fact, they were neighbors. Why is their energy the same? So will you get your diagnoses? very interesting card, because you may already have your diagnoses. And are these diagnoses multi-layered and multi-leveled? And is there maybe one diagnosis, right? Because you wrote diagnoses, indicating multiple diagnoses, unless that was a typing error. So diagnosis indicates one thing. Diagnoses is lots of things, but it seems to me that there is one thing here, because we have the single one, and the hangman is the number 12, which is the number 3. So we know, Jenny, you are a higher spiritual student and seeker. So I know that we're creating our reality. And there is one, right? Because I get this very strong one diagnosis. Now, I can only talk about the spiritual and the psychological. I can't talk to you about the medical. So is it going to happen? Right now, it's not clear to me that it's going to happen, that you're going to get diagnoses. I believe that your best course of action is to look for the one diagnosis that's actually causing them all. It's not a cop-out. It does sound like a little bit of a cop-out, but I didn't get a yes or a no, right? I didn't get a yes, you're going to get your diagnoses from this card immediately. And I didn't get a no. So I have to go with what the story that the card is telling me, right? And next was, will you get resolution? And I got the 3 of Swords. Why are you not getting resolution? Because for me, this is a no. When will you get resolution? Actually, a far more positive question. Oh. This card doesn't even belong. Jenny, I'm sorry. Look at this card. It's not even a card in the deck. All right, throw that one out. Pick another card. When will Jenny get resolution? This is the one that explains. This is just an advertisement for the rest of the cards. So remember, I want to say one thing. You've got the number 12 here with the Hanged Man. The number 12 is 1 + 2 is 3, right? 3 manifestation. You've now got 3 manifestations. So there is, in terms of, will you get your resolution? The resolution's not happening because there's pain underneath it. And there's a pain that's not being that hasn't given you its full message. So I don't know if you're experiencing pain in the symptoms of that could be a potential diagnosis, but whatever pain there is, there's emotional pain that's contributing to the lack of resolution currently and the potential diagnosis. So I would say turn your radar on emotional pain and go back into finding where it's coming from. Temporarily. You don't need to go back into the pain. You don't need to relive any trauma. You don't need to go back there. Actually, you just want the message. You just want to hear what the messenger has to say, right? When there's the illness or disease present, you want to hear, what's the message I need to hear? What do I need to hear? And what do I need to do to heal that? That message comes from the intelligence of you communicating with your body, because the power lies with you, right? Here we go, the Hermit. So right now, as it stands, as this whatever you've created, that you've created in your life, to me, the Hermit is like a 1. So this is like a year. Yep, you need to get the message. Actually, that's interesting. Pain is in the chest and around the heart. Can't make it up. This is the card directly. And there are little stars coming off this, and these are 5-pointed stars, but you are a rising star practitioner. Have you been doing rising star healings on yourself, Jenny? So for anyone who doesn't know what a rising star healing is, I want you to look it up. It's a very powerful energy healing system, rising star healing system, which was brought through by Derek O'Neill, and you can find out more about that at dereko'neill.com. So I got about a year. When I saw this, it felt like a year. But the Hermit, as you know, is all about going in to find the spiritual knowledge. And actually, your knowledge then through experience and through putting teachings into practice becomes your wisdom. So I know that whatever you're going through now, Jenny, is actually almost crucial to your capacity in becoming a teacher, because you are a teacher. You already are this in life. You've just chosen to go through this in order to kind of give life to the teachings that you know. Does that make sense? So you've chosen to move through this a period with all that's happening, physically happening with you, so that you can gain the wisdom from what these symptoms have come to teach. You need to do more rising star healing on yourself. Yeah, I keep forgetting too. And actually what I did was I organized to have a year-round rising star healings back to back with a friend, because I knew that I would keep forgetting. And I was like, I need to heal this body, because I can relate, Jenny. I've been going through the same thing, experiencing symptoms that I don't quite know. And unlike you, I haven't been searching for the diagnosis, because I'm maybe too afraid. Actually, you're far more courageous than I. And I've thought to myself, well, if I've created this, then I'm responsible for healing it, and I'm responsible for finding the message, and I need in the background rising star healing all the time. Meanwhile, I'm working on getting the message, because the message that I've been getting, Jenny, and obviously a message is going to be individual for everybody. I don't assume that the message is the same for each of us, but my messages have always been, I need to love myself more. And that's why the play shop Unpacking Pandora's Box came to be, because I wanted to love myself more. In the More Truth Will Set You Free workshop that Linda Dross did for us, or that Sandra Squires does, or, I was going to say Debbie Hicks. I don't know if she's a More Truth Will Set You Free workshop facilitator, but I know Donna Marie is, and all the people that we know who do these incredibly powerful guided meditation workshops that bring through the energy and heal. They heal because we're tapping into source energy, and that divine loving energy is what transmits and transmutes all disease and transforms everything into health and well-being. So doing more of that on a daily basis. Why aren't we doing it 3 times a day? I say to myself often and get frustrated when I don't. Why aren't I doing it more often? If I want to be in that energy and I want to bring in more healing to myself, then invite it in, bring it in. That makes sense, says Jenny. Kerry, I've been going on. I want to hear what you got. So, Jenny, we're gonna hear from Kerry in a minute. In the meanwhile, because we have so many questions from so many wonderful people who've come in and who are brand new, Laura, let's make sure I don't miss anybody. Laura H, if you're still here, we're going to answer your question. I'd love to know if, oh no, wait, Surabi. Woo, wait, even before that, we've got Nana. Nana, if you're still here. Nana Freezer says, Yusuf, true feelings towards me. So Yusuf must be someone that you know. This is Nana Freezer now. I haven't completely finished with Jenny. So let's see. Nana, if you're here, let me know. Laura says she's here. Kat VW, hi. Chicken Thyme, hello. Jayati, I'm not taking any more questions, Jayati, because I'm going to finish at 7, and by the time I get down to you, we'll be done. Angela, I'm sorry, I won't be taking any more questions, but we're answering Jenny Didi's question. This is a show that's not only doing sort of very quick, short psychic, readings. I take my time because I like to teach as I go along. And, oh, thank you, Kat, for subscribing. I just got your message. I'll be around again on April 9th. So Smriti Kana, yes, I think we've got about 20, 30 minutes. I think you're about 3rd on the list now. We'll probably get around to you. Right? So let's have a look. If Nana Freezer, if you're here, please make a comment. Nana Freezer, if you're here, make a comment. Otherwise, I'm going to go to Surabi Kumari. Surabi Kumari, are you here? I don't know. Surabi Kumari. Roy? Don't worry, Roy. I'm going down the list. Jaya T. Yeah, I'm going down the list, Jaya. We're just going to see, because I'm also teaching at the same time as we're reading. So I have a tarot class that's coming up in May. Go to universalhealingarts.com. I think that's her website. Let's just look it up. Universal Healing Arts, Wellness. Oh, yeah, that's them. So if you go to the universalhealingarts.com, you'll get the tarot course that I'll be doing beginning May 13. That's the website. Shima's wonderful. She runs the center. And so now I'm just figuring out who's still here, because I won't do any readings unless you're still here. Surabi, I don't know if Surabi's still here. She's probably gone. Surabi. Kerry, if you've got that reading for us, let us know. Laura H, she's still here. I'd love to know if I'll be getting a better job in the near future. So this is the yes-no question, right, Laura? We're just going to well done. Thanks, Laura. Thanks for hanging out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull. Oh, yeah, Kerry, just start writing. Tell us. Let us know. So this is for Laura H. Will I get a better job in the near future? I've got the discs, the 7 of discs. So I think you will have offers and you're looking at the jobs, right? So in the near future, I would say that it hasn't quite arrived, the one that you want. I do feel that you are looking, and I do feel, looking from this card, if I'm just reading the card, that I'm getting this sense that there are options for you, but none that are so bright that you want to grasp them. Now, let's have a look at whether, the one, i.e. the one that gets your attention, actually comes. And when you say near future, like, what does that mean? 1 week, 1 month? How long are you willing to wait? So will it come? You're going to have to create it. So this is interesting energy, and I talk about this all the time, because this card says not quite yet, and this card says you're going to have to make it happen. So in order to create your future, i.e. you want a new job. If you look up, people like Abraham Hicks and Joe Dispenza, these people talk about taking that which you desire, your brand new job, and letting the universe know through your connection with the universe. So spend some time in meditation, spend some time getting your brain waves into like a delta. So beta is what you and I are doing now. We're talking, I'm probably in high stress beta. I'm in there most of the time. Alpha is when you're active listening. So you're probably in active listening phase. We want to get ourselves into a theta or a delta, which is that space just before, which is very relaxed space, a very passive space just before you're going to sleep space, and you're receptive, right, to the universe. So this is you sitting in silence and meditation and connecting to the universe. And when you're connecting in that place, you want to project that which you want to the universe. Why? Because you want it, right? You want a new job. Now, you got the magician. This is why I'm talking about this, because you are the magician, and the magician says you have to create this. And how do you create it? Whenever you think about your new job, you have to feel good. So you can't think about your new job and then stress about the fact that you can't have it, or that it's not going to come to you, or that maybe it won't have the right money. When you think about your new job, you have to. My cat just swallowed something. Sorry, I got distracted. I'm not sure what they're finding in this room. There could be anything. Children leaving food everywhere. Parents leaving food everywhere. Okay, Kerry's come up with her very soon. So I'll just finish this for Laura. Laura says she understands. Fantastic. You've been looking for a while. So that makes sense, right? It makes sense. This is like, I've seen all of these and I just haven't found the right one. So, Kerry, I'm going to come to you because I can see you're filling up the comment section with your beautiful reading. The magician says you have to create it. So What you're going to do is you're going to go into that space, into that very relaxed space. You're going to connect to source, and you're going to project that which you want, none of what you don't want. You're going to say, I want a job that is X, right? You're going to name the job. I want this to be my job. I want this to be my pay. Don't even think about it. Don't argue with yourself. Just once you decide that that's what you want, that's what you're going to say when you're in that space. I want to work that many hours. I want this kind of creative leeway. I want this kind of, I want to work. I want to travel. I want to do whatever. I want to have a great relationship with my boss. I want to get on with my workmates. Make it as colorful and as interesting and detailed as possible. And then you let it go. You then start saying, I know that the universe is bringing it to me. I'm going to imagine myself now having that, and I'm going to feel good. So you then spend a lot of your time feeling good, right? And that means putting yourself in a place of love, feeling gratitude for the presence of this new job in your life. Think about it, Laura. Have you spent a lot of time doing that? And if you haven't, do it. Just do it. Spend 5, 10, 15 minutes a day, morning after you wake up and nighttime just before you go to bed, dreaming of that which you want, and then seeing it coming to you, and then you fully embodying your new job. See yourself in your new job. See yourself having fun. See yourself getting the money that you want. See yourself then seeing what that money affords you, and whatever you then have whatever this has afforded you, and then bringing you more joy, right? Because we want the joy in the job, and then we want the satisfaction that brings, and then also with the income that we're making, we want to enjoy the income, right? So does that make sense? Is that cool, Laura? You're going to manifest your new job. And if you do that, this is the next one. We're going to ask the cards. If you do that, Laura, if you spend time participating in manifesting the love and the gratitude for this new job, will that job appear? That one that you want, right? The Hermit. Ooh, you know what that tells me? That tells me you're going to become a master at this. This is going to begin your spiritual path. You've already been on a spiritual path because you say you understand, right? So I feel that this is going to become part of your spiritual practice, and you're going to continue to do it. Will it? Will it? Are you going to change jobs, the world? Will this put you into the world in a whole completely different way? You've got now 3 major arcana. Honestly, Laura, you're on the precipice of changing your life in a really massive way. That's what this feels like. You searching for this new job is and not getting it, and then coming into, well, why am I not getting what I desire, is going to pull you into understanding, how do I manifest things in my life? And so they're not just not about your job, but about everything. You then go on this, if you aren't already, and I already feel like you are, right? You're switched on. So, this path continues beautifully, right? Because the world comes. And when the world comes, it shows me that you've what's the word? You've mastered manifestation. You've mastered the capacity to take that which isn't working for you and turn it around to it is working for you. Making lemonade out of lemons, right? Taking, the darkness and transforming it into the light, right? And spending no time fighting the darkness. Does that make sense? You're then conserving your energy. Kerry, this is Kerry's answer to Jenny's question. Remember, Jenny had a 3-fold question. So thank you, Laura. Thank you for your question for Jenny. I pulled 6 of Wands for the first card. That's the answer of, am I going to get my diagnoses? I take this as a very positive sign that one diagnosis will be coming and will be successful at some point. Absolutely. The 6 of Wands is a wonderful card. You've got a person on a horse. They're holding one wand. There's absolute celebration. Hold on. Absolute celebration around. So we understand that. We totally agree. For the second card, when is the resolution going to happen? Kerry pulled the 4 of Cups. Meditation and contemplation may be helpful for getting you to a resolution of the issue that you're facing. Looking inside yourself will help give you clarity, right? So that makes sense because that echoes what we were talking about, Jenny. So we've got some piggybacking, we've got paralleling here. Looking inside yourself will help give you clarity. And then there was one more. I just wonder now if Kerry spoke to for timing. You pulled the 6 of Swords. So 6 is an interesting number for you, Jenny. Now remember, 666 is the number for the avatar, and 666 is also the number for the devil, so they say. Now, we're not a religious, this is not a religious channel. I do not delve into religion any more than it gives us understanding to, why humans see everything in duality, right? Because the good and evil are the dual opposites. And in life, we've come here in the 3-dimension to experience duality. We have to experience both of them fully. So we just have to stop running away from the shadow and from evil, and we have to face it, right? So number one, you don't have to throw yourself into it. You just have to face it. Oh, here it is. Can I accept responsibility for everything that's here? That's a really big question. Can I accept responsibility for everything that's here in my life? Can I? The harder, the more difficult the stuff that's in your life, the harder it is to accept it. The harder it is to accept responsibility for creating it. Who am I to say that? I don't know what's going on for your life, but I'm doing the best that I can to accept responsibility for what I've created in my life. It is hard, especially when you've created things that continue to trigger you on a daily basis. I can relate to that too. So Kerry says she pulled the 6 of Swords. 6 is important. There may be some time period before your resolution comes, but there will be a point where the stress is behind you and calmer waters will be before you. That's the best reading ever, right? Taking a little bit of time, but it's coming. It's coming. Once you focus on those calm waters, it comes quicker. Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kerry. That was an awesome reading. My friends, Kerry Cuttree may soon be reading at Universal Healing Arts at the store, or she may be reading through the internet. I don't know. She's like me, likes to read over Zoom. I'm available for online readings. I'm available. All you have to do is go to my website, shoot me an email, georgiamarantos@gmail.com. And Bob's your uncle. I don't have an Uncle Bob. You probably do. Okay, Pamela. Pamela asked a question. My birthday. Pamela, are you still here? Pamela. I know. Shelley, hello. Welcome. Jayati. Sorry, I don't want to. I've been chanting the Gayatri mantra. So when I see your name, Jayati. Roy. Roy. So is Roy next? Now, Monica, are you here? April career guidance. Surabi. Lipika. I'm just going down the list. I'm so sorry. I've got Pamela. If Pamela's still here, I can do your. Monica is still here. You're further down. Thanks, Monica. Thanks for letting me know. My birthday May 10, says Pamela. What's in store for me? Lois Tobin, tomorrow and near future. More about this. Also, upcoming interview. Lois, if you're still here. Charlie girl, if you're still here. Okay, Surabi, are you still here? Oh my God. What? I've forgotten how frustrating it was not being able to get to everybody. Forgive me. Jayati. Is Jayati. Yes, I can take yours. She's so sweet. Thank you, Jaya. Yes, I'm going to take yours. Retta Nana also asked a question. If you're still here. Oh, I made a mess of things. Jaya, yours. Jaya, what did you ask? Oh my goodness, now I can't find it. Jaya. You've retracted some. I can't find your question. Will you not answer mine? Hold on. Yes, I am. Does Vinay Pandey care about me? He usually hides his feelings from me or with everyone. Does he feel good in being with me or he likes our bond? I'm a Capricorn and he is Leo. I can't speak to the astrology. However, I can lay down some cards. I'm going to put down a card for you and Vinay. All right. This is Vinay. Okay. Can't see them. And this is you. You're the magician. How is it possible that I've been shuffling these cards and I'm getting exactly the same ones? Maybe because I wanted to talk about manifestation and about transformation, which is what this card is. This is the card of transformation, mental transformation. So does Vinay care about you? You know, this card would kind of say to me, well, I feel like he has other things going on for him. So it's not just about you. Now, you may be in his sphere and in his life. However, he has a lot of stuff going on. I get that he has a lot of concerns, a lot of worries that weigh him down. When you see this card, this is the 10 of Swords, and it's a very black and white card. There's 10 swords that are sticking into somebody. They're basically dying. So whatever's going on for him, so he may very well have feelings for you and care about you, but whatever else is going on for him is overwhelming him, in that he doesn't have the capacity to express that to you, because you wouldn't be asking the question if he was expressing care and love and attention to you, right? The next part of your question says, does he feel good being with me, right? Does he feel good being with me, and does he like our bond? So I get the Magician. So the Magician to me is actually a very positive card. So yes, I get the feeling, yes, he does, that there is a connection. However, this card indicates to me that he's overwhelmed, right, at the moment. So let's then ask a question about the future of this, right? Because I'm telling you probably something you already know, or maybe I'm getting it wrong. I hope you would tell me if I was. Jaya. Oh, Pamela, you're still here. Wonderful. So Jaya T, I've just pulled that up. So my question then is, what's the future of your relationship? What is currently happening between you and Vinay that is influencing the future, right? Because we're only ever in the present moment. And our present moment is creating our vibration, and our thoughts and our feelings and our actions in this present moment are creating the future, because what's happening here and now has been created from the past. Actions, thoughts, feelings, right? So, I mean, there are 78 cards in the deck, and I've pulled about 5 cards 5 times. Can you make this up? Sure. I feel like I've got one of these trick decks. I'm like a magician doing card tricks, and I keep pulling the same cards all the time. That's the story. So the future of what you're currently creating with Vinay is, I feel, more of the same. Okay, so you're still left wondering what's going on with Vinay. Now, why is that? How much of you is available? So if you and I were doing a personal reading, I would get into more details around where is your unavailability. Clearly he's unavailable because there's other stuff that is weighing him down, that's taking his attention. Does he have a good time with you? That's pretty clear, yes, because the Magician has come up. But in the future, what we're looking at is you're sitting down saying, well, is this enough for me? That's not a bad place to be when you take stock of where this relationship is. Am I putting more energy, life, and love into this relationship than the other person? And then you need to say, okay, well, I'm just going to draw a line. In 1 month, it either changes or it doesn't. Or you're going to say to yourself, what's in this for me? What can I understand about what I'm doing to create a relationship with someone who's not 100% in it, right? So here's someone who's, distracted by other stuff. This is a question you should be asking yourself, Jaya. Why am I creating a relationship with someone who's unavailable? Now, this is a deep question. If you ask yourself this, you're going to go back to relationships that you've had either before in your life, or you're going to look at the kind of relationship you had with either your mother or your father as a child. Were my parents unavailable? Was my father unavailable? Was my mother unavailable to my father, or my father unavailable to my mother? Or if you didn't have mother and father, was it an aunt or an uncle or a grandmother? Who were your important people in your life that shaped the way that you view relationships in your life? And why are you staying, okay, now sometimes we don't know why we're staying, but it's time for you to bring the power back to yourself. And if you want to create a relationship with someone who is available and fully into you as you are fully into them, and if they're caring about you and having a good time with you, that they're actually become available to you, right? So it's less about him and the other as it is about you. So yes, you've created this relationship. Now, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to stay in this relationship? Of course, this is up to you. Are you going to stay pining for this relationship, even if it's not an actual relationship? Are you going to stay hoping for this relationship? Is that a place that you want to be in, i.e. actually having the thing but just constantly hoping for it? Or are you going to move yourself into desiring and manifesting a relationship that is fully present, one that's a committed relationship, one that once you're in there, you know you're in there, right? So it's time for you to look at what you want, be very clear about what you want. Once you start to shift, right, into that which you want, i.e. you've created, you look at your present creation. Your present creation is a relationship with someone who's not fully present, right? You're not in a, they care about you, yes, and they like being with you, yes, but they're not actually fully present. So if you are going to create a relationship that's fully present, you need to start looking and telling the universe, hang on, thank you very much for this relationship that I have created, but I'm not satisfied. I want to look for the satisfaction. I want to look for the satisfying relationship. Spend some time in quiet. Spend some time not thinking about Vinay at all anymore. Vinay's going to do his thing, and if he wants to come to you, he will. Put it aside for now and start telling the universe, I want a relationship that's going to be fully present, and I'm willing to step up and be fully present with you. And if you step up and be fully present, and you know that the universe, and you get rid of all of your self-doubt and all of the resistance thoughts. I'm not good enough. I can't, I'm not attractive enough. I need to lose a little bit of weight enough. All of this stuff that sits there, all this baggage that gets in the way of the dream. Just get rid of all of that baggage, go quiet and say, this is what I want. You have to be clear with the universe, and you actually have to get out of the way of the universe, because the law of attraction tells us, and this is their guarantee, that once we shoot off our rocket of desire, that the universe instantly creates it. Why don't we have it immediately? Because we have resistance in receiving it, full stop. We don't feel worthy. We don't, we're not sure that we want it. It's another thing. We often desire things we don't know that we want, right? To get clear on what you want, get focused on what you want it 100%, and then let it go and let the universe deliver it to you. And then enjoy it. Whenever you're dreaming about it, just enjoy it. Don't think it's not here. Don't think, oh, I can't have it, right? We've come up to 7:00. I have to go. I'm sorry. I'm like a fairy princess in a pumpkin that's about to deflate. Thank you so much for your time. I take a long time. I waffle on. I'm very sorry. That's the kind of psychic medium I am. I haven't answered your questions. Contact me via my website. I do 15-minute free readings for people. I'm offering that up to you. You can contact me via email, georgiamarantos@gmail.com. I'm sorry if I didn't get to you, but I wish you all the best. Thank you to all of my friends who've turned up. Thank you to all the new people who've turned up. Thank you to the new subscribers. I'm going to be on again on April 9th. So 6 p.m., same time. Come in early, throw a question in early, and you'll be the first one that gets answered. I can only do about 5 or 6 questions. I like to teach as I go along. You'll learn how to read your own tarot. Have a look at the other videos on my channel, and you'll see that we've been doing tarot readings forever. You can learn how to read the tarot yourself. Tap into your intuition. I've got a new tarot course coming up May 13, universalhealingarts.com. And on georgiamarantos.com, you can learn all about my Unpacking Pandora's Box, Meet the Shadow with Love. Meet yourself with love. That's what I'm going to call it very, very soon. Thank you. Lois, I'll give you a call. Bye, everyone. Have a great weekend.